It's like the rock and rye of smells. Color me intrigued. Good tidings, and with us today is, no surprise, another Burlington blind buy. In my defense now, their stock keeps growing with the scents I have not had the pleasure of smelling, and under the excuse of content for us here, I must carry on. But I do digress. We have Perry Ellis's Oud Saffron Rose Absolute, a unisex scent that first popped up around 2015, disappeared, and popped back up recently. Now, from what I can gather, the original formulation was made in the US, and now the new batches are made in the UAE. Is that good, bad, or something else? No idea. But it's always good to try and paint as much of the picture as possible with the palette that is on hand. Let's take a quick peek at our bottle here. From what I understand, the initial bottle was more cylindrical or ovular, something of that nature. I don't mind the design, nice little plaque, little logo in here, the cap's kind of nifty. The cap kind of reminds me of this helmet I've seen in a game that I played some years ago called Dark Souls. I don't know why, it just does. Or something like a carousel. It's nifty though, I do enjoy it. Nice little snug cap there. A little bit of weight to it. Just a little nifty cap. Not too chaperoony. Before we spray this, let's take a peek at the notes we can potentially expect. I will mention I wasn't able to go to their website and find this exact fragrance for the exact notes to expect with our sprays, but I found some other areas of potential notes, so apologies if they're not completely and 100% accurate. But for the top notes, we can potentially expect black rose and saffron. For our middle notes, we can expect incense and labdanum. And for the base notes, we can expect sandalwood and oud. Now let's spray one for the sky and, of course, one for the skin. Saw a little spray right there. And then now one for our skin. Okay. As always, we'll let it sit for a moment and be right back. And we are back. I will mention I decided to do a wear of this a day or so ago to get the full picture from start to finish. I feel like that's a better way of doing these than just spraying them and then trying to talk about it after the fact in a little post. But from the initial sprays here, what you can smell right off the bat is this, and this is kind of why I mentioned the whole rock and rye Faygo comparison. There's like this weird dark cherry thing going on here, like a synthetic smell I couldn't quite put my finger on. It must be a blend of all those floral notes with the incense or something. I will say it is enjoyable though. There's just weird, I don't want to say like a sophistication about it, but the scent reminds me of something I'd wear with a suit. I don't know why. The dark synthetic incense cherry thing going on with it, it brings a little bit of sweetness to it, not to the same degree as like a Litoff or something of that nature, or its other fragrance in the same line of it that we will speak upon later down the line. But it is quite lovely. Even the oud is quite noticeable in the beginning. I know it's a base scent, but you can smell it pretty much right off the bat, in my opinion. The other thing I noticed with this is with those exterior smells that we've mentioned, such as like that dark synthetic rock and rye smell going on. It also has this interior smell, which is more close to the skin, which would be more akin to like the sandalwood, very up close. You could smell that sandalwood. I couldn't smell it before, but when I got really close to my skin, I'm like, there's a little bit of sandalwood in here. The dry down still holds the overall scent of what it was in the beginning, in my opinion. This incense dark synthetic thing going on with the oud to kind of keep it going long term. It's enjoyable though, it's different. I don't have another scent in my batch of fragrances behind me that reminds me of this right here. And I like that a lot. Very different. It was a wonderful little blind buy so far. Now, when I think you should wear this, I mean, you could probably get away with this most of the year, but I would lean a little bit more towards the colder days. I feel like incense and even oud to a certain degree seems to do just a wee bit better in some of the colder days. Just my personal opinion, of course. Now, I did mention I have worn this through for a full wear, and it did last throughout the whole day. From beginning to end, it was noticeable. The beginning, the cloud cape was very large in my opinion. It's a very noticeable scent, so I would say be a little careful on spraying it. If you want to scent bomb your place of business, office, what have you, or the local supermarket, maybe 3 or 4 sprays. And it could just be my batch. I have no idea. Now, I'm a firm believer in price doesn't correlate to a good fragrance, and this is kind of an example of that. I paid $25 for this, and in my opinion, this is way above that price point for in terms of how it smells, how it lasts, what it turns into, the transitions of scents, and all that fun jazz. It's a very enjoyable scent. It's different. And just a hint of sophistication and a kiss of sandalwood up close to the skin, but an overall very enjoyable scent. I would rate this 4.5 out of 5 little clouds. The price on this thing is $25. In my opinion, it's a very good, affordable price for something that you could just grab and go from your local Burlington. For performance, this thing seems to keep going and going, but not to the extent of unpleasantries. It is a very nice, lovely scent from beginning to end. The development of those dark floral incense smells into the oud, but as well as this weird, like, rock and rye type smell going on. It's very enjoyable from start to finish. For the projection of this, the cloud cape is quite large, so keep that in mind when you're wearing this. 2 or 3 sprays should be more than enough. That could be the batch that I have no idea. But overall, a very nice, different type of smell for a good price point, and that will last you more or less all day. And on that note, I think we'll wrap things up here. Feel free to like and subscribe. I never mind it, and I always do appreciate it. And I always do appreciate you. Anyhow, anywho, and anyway, I appreciate you stopping on by today, and I do hope to see you again real soon. Bye-bye now.